Okay, welcome back, DJ Hunny. Thank you for joining me again. I see you're representing my life.
My life, yes.
I wore the jersey that you wore in the last video. So
yeah, I know. I shipped it over to you. I'm glad you got it.
Oh, tried it. So in the last video that we did, we, kind of talked about the Khmer organization that you run over in Long Beach, and just talking about coming out advice. Today, we're going to talk about lesbian stereotypes. Let's just get it out of the way. If people want to know more, just put it in the comments. We'll try to answer it in the next video, should you guys want DJ Hunny back. So what do you think is like the most common stereotypes that you get as a lesbian?
Well, for me, it's always because I look like a dude and I dress like a dude, so everybody's always like, oh, you're the guy in the relationship, huh? Yeah. And it's kind of like, but if you got to know me, I'm probably more girly than my wife, who's like really like, she likes makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
But emotionally, she's like a wall, dude. It's like no emotions. Like when we get into an argument, I'm over here like talking it out and like trying to communicate. And she's just like, and I'm like, oh, really? And I'm supposed to be the dude? But yeah, that's like one of the biggest things I have to like battle with people.
Yeah. And so like, that's another thing. Like people always say, so especially like when they just don't know and it comes out that way. Like for example, my mom, love her to death. Like when I first came out to her, she was asking questions. I said, whatever you want to know, just ask the questions and I'll try to answer as best. So at some point she was just like, so you and Sarah, which one the man? And so I'm laughing like hardcore inside because we get this a lot in life, right? From like ignorant people. So I said, so Lena being funny, I was like, Ma, what man? I'm like, there's no man. It's me and Sarah. We're both women. It's like, who's the man? And she's like, you know what I mean. And I was like, no, I don't.
No, I don't. No, I don't, Ma. No, I don't, Ma.
Yeah, I was all like, well, we both have long hair, and so I don't think there's like any guys. That's why we're like together. And she was like, she was like, what? In general, people always ask like, who is a man? And when we were doing the wedding planning, the DJ was like, so which one of you is wearing the suit? And we both looked at each other like, what does it have to do with the music selection and the planning of this meeting? And so I was like, neither of us are. But like you said, it's to dress for the color of the palette of
I've never asked I've never done a straight wedding and said like, so which one of you is wearing this? And I would never do that for a same-sex wedding. Like, which one of you? It's just more like, I always ask what color palette they're doing so that I can kind of dress and match the wedding if I'm being photographed or videographed by the photographers and stuff. But other than that, it has nothing to do with music. So I'm just like, I'm surprised he asked you that, but yeah, that's funny. Or he or she.
One of my friends asked me, is it true? Because we're talking about playing sports in high school. He's like, is it true? Like, I don't want to be rude or whatever. If you're watching this, it's okay. Like, I just wanted to talk about it because a lot of people ask, oh, is a lesbian sport softball, rugby, and I don't think there's only two. And I was like, well, technically the ones that I knew that played softball in high school ended up being gay after high school. I found out. And then I also played rugby in high school, but I didn't know that it was a gay sport. But I also wasn't out. I wasn't out, but I also didn't know that I was gay. I mean, I probably should have known at the time because I freaking loved that polo shirt or that polo rugby shirt. But I was such a wimp. I think people think like, lesbians are supposed to be like tough and all. I was like, ow, I got injured. It really hurt. I didn't want to play anymore.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I don't know. Like, I did play a lot of sports. I played almost every sport in like middle school and stuff and high school. But I never played softball and I never played rugby. So that throws that statistic out the window. I played basketball, played soccer. I did track and field. But at the time, I didn't know what gay was. Yeah, but I feel like my wife and I are like complete opposites. So like she never played any single sport. Like she doesn't follow any. Like I've taken her to like basketball games and like baseball games, and she just has no clue what's going on at all. And she's totally, I don't know. So I guess we're like the total not stereotypical type because she's just so. Like, I don't know, she can go watch a baseball game and be like, oh, look, they did a touchdown. And I'd be like, no, wrong sport, babe, wrong sport.
See,
she's like, I don't know.
Sarah is totally into, like, watching football, like, serious enough that we almost, like, bought or I almost bought her the NFL like ticket thing to just watch like for TV. Like that's how intense she was into watching football, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't like watch sports like that. So, and it's really weird because she's like very feminine. Like you met her, and you wouldn't think she's like, I would say more of the masculine one,
right?
Because I don't know, but that going on to other stereotypes. And then somebody also said like, oh, is it true that like lesbians move in really fast? What are your thoughts? Because I may have my own personal thoughts. I think it's true.
Oh, you're talking about the lesbian U-Haul theory.
Yeah. Which, is it true?
I think it's true for, I guess, a lot of lesbians. I mean, my wife and I think when we both had separate places for quite some time, and then she was kind of like slowly hinting at like, oh, you can stay over more, like I made you a drawer, and I was like, okay. But I don't think we actually moved in until a bit over a year, until we got our own place, where I moved out of mine because I was renting a room and she had her own place. But so that kind of knocks that theory out for me, but I've seen it happen a lot. I think it's because I think when you're in like a same-sex relationship, a lot of like the emotions you feel it like comes at you so fast because you know like you kind of understand each other a little bit differently. While when it's the opposite sex, you're just like unsure of everything because you're like, he maybe or she maybe. Well, for I don't know, lesbians are just like, I met you yesterday and I love you tomorrow and let's get married the day after. And I don't know, what was it like for you?
So I want to say that's true because my ex and I, we moved in like after 6 months. I don't even know how, like I was like already in like a current lease situation, and then kid you not, as lesbian relationships do, when they move so quick, they end so quickly. So we didn't even last like 6 months into that lease and we broke up. So exes will be another conversation. But for Sarah and I, we were living in separate apartments because I moved down there. She had already been living there for years in Orlando. So I was fine with just, you know what, maybe let me not be that stereotypical person and I'll just wait and I can live by myself. I'm okay with that, with just like seeing you on the weekends, whatever, cool. And then she was the one that hinted at, oh, let's move in, like after my lease was going to renew at the end of the year. She's like, oh, why don't we move in together? And I was like, oh, did you just
she's like, oh, I saved you some empty drawers in your own dresser in my room with a key. And then you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so I would say, I mean, I think when lesbians get together, we want to make a home. Like, we're not like club goers, maybe like once or twice, once in a while. Or I would say early on in the relationship, we went out to a few clubs, but other than that, we don't really go out like that.
I think I'm a big party person. I'm a party girl. I partied a lot. Maybe that's why I'm a DJ. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I don't know. I get a lot of like a lot of the things that people always ask me is like, so what do you guys do when you go out on a date? I'm like, what do you normal stuff, like go have dinner and watch we read lesbian books and spout lesbian poetry to each other all day. But no, so people have legit asked me like, so what do you do when you go on a date? I'm like, go have dinner and you know,
we do what
talk,
you do.
have a cup of coffee. Yeah. No,
we're not like Martian. Well, some of us are.
Some of us are. But yeah,
don't want to know some of those. But yeah, I think there are like stereotypes, but I think that they're not always that common. Obviously, there are some lesbians, if they wait 5 years to move in, cool.
But I do feel like Cambodian stereotypes are like the worst. Like it frustrates me because it comes from a place where I'm just like, wait, what are you? It's like as soon as they find out I'm gay or like I'm married, they're like, oh, it's too bad you're not ever gonna have kids. I'm like, what? That's how did we go from me being here to like me not wanting kids or ever getting there? And it's just like, do you think I was just on this earth to just have kids for you? And I don't even know you. But I've gotten like random comments on my Facebook like, oh, it's a shame she'll never have children. I'm like, what? Okay.
Oh, damn. Send me those pages because I'll just respond.
I think somebody commented that on like an interview I did. I forgot which interview I did talking about my organization, and then they're like, the person was like, oh, it's a shame she's not ever gonna have kids. And I was like, what? Okay, I guess.
Some people are not meant to have kids.
But I feel like it shouldn't make you complete. Like, just like if somebody never wanted to get married in their life, it doesn't make them incomplete. You not ever having kids doesn't make you incomplete. It just makes you not something else. So yeah. I think, girl, tell you.
Girl. I
these
have
things
fur animals.
I do. I have two, and one in doggy heaven. But yes. Well, actually, I have two stepdaughters. My wife has two girls, so I do technically have kids. I know. I've been with them for like ever and a day, raising girls. I tell you.
There's so many women in the house.
Yes. There's never a day without PMS. It's like, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like if we like had kids, there have to be like boys or something. I know like Sarah talks about like having little girls, but I'm like, I don't want a little girl.
Yeah,
I want to do it.
I felt the same, but then after raising two daughters, and then now that one's like a little bit older, it's like, oh, it's pretty nice, because when they're older, you feel more connected to them. While if I don't know, if I had a boy, I don't know if he would still be connected to me. He might be like,
true.
Peace out, mom, I'm gonna go do my own thing, and But I don't know, maybe it's just the way you raise them, because I always thought I would never want to. Well, I don't know if I wanted kids anyways, but too late for that.
I knew I didn't want to have kids before I knew I was gay, so there.
But okay, so one of the stereotypes that I've always asked myself was, did you think you didn't want to have kids because you knew you were gay and you're like, it's not a possibility? Or did you think to yourself like, oh, you know what, I don't want to have kids just because I don't want to have kids?
No, before I even like was interested in any, same or opposite sex, like, or just sex in general, I just knew that me personally could not physically have a baby, like something coming out of my body. I can't even, I just like.
Okay, I didn't mean you physically being the one carrying the baby.
I thought that's what you meant.
No, I meant like just like would you ever like adopt, or if your partner had one, or like that's what I meant, like raising kids compared to like having childbirth. That's a whole different like.
Okay, childbirth. Hell no, because pain. I can't even handle period pain.
Yeah.
But like, if one day we decide to adopt, which when we were in Florida, we did take adoption classes like for a full straight month, 8 hours for 4 straight weeks, like every Saturday. And taking those classes like made us like almost like not want to adopt because of the freaking crazy people in the room. I'm like, how are you like straight people allowed to get children? Like, so they asked the question and was like, I'm just going off the topic of what we're supposed to be talking about, but somebody asked, oh, what are you supposed to do if your kid is gay? If you get a kid that's gay? And I was like, what do you mean? What do you do if you get a kid that's gay?
You're like, did my mom send you? You're like, did my mom send you over here?
I was like, I can't. I was like, we need to finish this class, get the certificate, and get the fuck out of here. I can't.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe you have to do 8-hour classes every weekend, and then people who just pop out babies don't even take no type of workshop. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Sip.
Think about that.
And okay, so any other final stereotypes that we didn't cover? I mean, I don't know how deep you want to go. I mean, if we're gonna be real, I get this
deep.
Go deep. I get this question all the time. It's like, oh, like, is it true that like lesbians like scissor? So I don't know if we want to go there.
I see what you're saying.
Do we want to go there?
I don't care.
I don't care either.
I don't care. Maybe it's like a new method. I don't know. I haven't done it. just being honest. You asked me if I wanted to go there, so I'm just being honest.
I get it all the time, and I'm like, bitch, no. Like, at least I don't. Like,
don't.
There's just no, like, there's no.
Yeah. Never done it.
I'm just gonna say no. But maybe if I get other lesbians to come on the channel, I'll ask them the same question.
I've never done it, so I don't know. But people do say that to me all the time. Like random strangers will walk up to me and like, oh you're together. So do you guys like scissors? Like, what is that? Like an opening line now? I don't know. Is that like how you join the lesbian club now? Yeah.
I would just like to say, as somebody who has tried it, it does not work. No, ma'am. It doesn't.
I had to listen for a second. I was like, oh, okay.
I will probably get like 5 people that will unfollow because they're uncomfortable at this point. But that's okay. If you are, cool. Sorry. This is life. We're talking about
scissoring is life. It's the new thing. You just
I know. It doesn't work. Okay.
Good to know. Good to know.
Just letting you know. Don't work. But you can still try just in case. Maybe I was doing it wrong. I don't know, but I know.
Maybe. It's kind of like, you know, kitchen scissors that come apart, and if you don't put them back together right, it doesn't cut.
On that note, thank you so much for joining my channel today. For folks that are, you know, watching and you want to see more of these type of conversations, let us know. Or topics that you want us to talk about, let us know.
I'll connect.
Yes, let's connect.
Let's connect.
Okay. All right. Before I get 5 more unfollows, because we're talking about gay stuff. But I said I was going to talk more about it. So if you only like seafood videos, watch those videos. If you like real life stuff, watch these videos.
You can watch both, I mean.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Got it. You put on the YouTube, I work on the iPhone. Okay.
Yeah, no sound.
Got it. Okay, I'm done. Thank you for joining again. Right. I hope to see you soon.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Let's
bye.